Hello. Yeah, we are just resuming our event. Stay for a moment.
Okay, well, so we have Mr. Sunil Mishra with us to make the presentation. Mr. Sunil is the Chief Strategy Officer of Analog Group and CEO of Growth Business Group. As Chief Strategy Officer of Analog Group is responsible for the overall strategy, inorganic initiatives, innovation, digitalization, and the group's foray into artificial intelligence. He has more than 28 years of experience in building businesses across telecom, BFS, and online startups. He holds a Bachelor's of Engineering from BJPL. With this, I hand over to Mr. Sunil to provide his presentation. Thank you.
Do I need to use the mic or? Yeah. I'm good with that. You guys can hear me.
Yeah, maybe you can use that.
Okay, yeah, for the, yeah. Great, thanks a lot for the gracious introduction and for the gracious invitation. So yeah, I will speak about 20 minutes, 5 minutes, we discuss something more. The first question is, what is AI doing in real estate? So I think a step back and talk about the real estate market. Just define that in so that you guys get it clear on what you're looking for. So real estate in India globally is classically divided into 6 asset classes. Residential, which is homes, commercial, which is offices, retail, which is shops and malls. Then land itself is an asset class, which can be bought and sold. Then the hospitality, which is hotels, and then there is industrial, which is data center and warehouses. So when you say real estate, it could fall in one of these 6 asset classes. And within residential, there are 3 types of transactions. One is you buy a new home, you buy a old home or resale home, or you rent a rent home. So 3 types of transactions. All my discussion will be on new homes for the residential. So 6 asset classes and residential. And within residential, I'm focusing on new homes. And that's the journey where this is a space where we started implementing AI and so yeah. We developed a model for 3-4 years back before Gen AI or became famous 7-8 months back. On predictive AI in real estate, and we call it I'm a corporate that like the high IQ presentation of Dr. Bhatta shared, I'm taking to a high corporate question and high simplicity question presentation. So we call it Astra, and that's the sort of brand name which we all are used. We started with one, and we have more now. So Astra is the first ever AI solution for revenue maximization. So our use case had to be to increase revenues for Indian real estate. And of course, Astra is a Sanskrit word that is technically a connection word. It's the reference that are taken and sort of held by everyone. So that's the goal. Thank you. Yeah, so this is the problem statement that we started off with. If you go to the bottom of the slide, about 3 to 4 lakh new homes are sold every year. The top is it's a very small number. Guys, for a country with sort of 140 crore population, only 3 lakh new homes get sold in the top 10 cities. Top 10 cities is 70-20% of the market. So you can add another 1 lakh if you want to do the all India numbers. China sells 50 to 60 lakh new homes, but China is a different animal. So that just to give you perspective. But to sell the 3 lakh new homes, if you see the top of the funnel, which is 4 crore customer inquiries, where Facebook, Google, Magic Bricks, people call, people walk over their website, people go to the broker, and so 4 crore data. So first of all, a quick math is about 0.75% to 1% conversion, top of the funnel to the bottom of the funnel, which is a hugely inefficient sort of funnel. We have 100 guys who come and leave a lead, one buys or one. But there are steps within that, and I'm just explaining because my models work on these steps. So from 4 crore leads generated, 1 crore of them, 25%, are qualified leads, which actually answered that yes, I want to buy a home in Mumbai for 60 lakh rupees budget in the next 6 months. The answer yes would be 3% qualified. So 3 crore were doing some time last. They don't know if they want to do, but 3 crore guys come to and they leave it and then all that they say I don't know. But 1 crore qualified leads, and if you see the bracket, it is 30 lakh unique leads. So each person has like 3 sort of qualified leads in the system. But actually, it's 30 lakh unique people who have expressed their interest in buying a home. And from 30 lakh again, 3 lakh are sold. So in 10% it is better now. From 30 lakh unique guys, 11 lakh actually come from a project, a home project, a serial project of buy. Pretty good number again. And from 11 lakh, 3 lakh actually buy. So my question all the time when I was building this business was, hey, there are 19 lakh people who said they were interested but did not come at all for the side 30 months. And then another 8 lakh which gave them said did not buy. So this 27 lakh, somewhere my sales efficiency is reflected in that. Of course, it's a consumer behavior. I'm changing. But even so, even take out 1 lakh interested guys and try to convert this 3 lakh can become 4 lakh, 33% increase in my sort of efficiency. So this is the sort of the top level problem statement that we start off with. And which is my company is the largest real estate intermediary. So we generate about 1 million leads per year. So over the 3, 4, 5, it's a new company, 6 years company. So 3, 4, 5 years, we have generated about 5 million customer inquiries, and we have sold 50,000 homes, 1%. So, but we did the CRM 6 years back for ourselves. We have sales for the real estate. So we have a pristine data on those 5 million leads. So almost like a spreadsheet you can imagine 5 million rows. And the columns are the interactions of the customer with us. So when he or she needs a lead, there are 3 interactions: name, mobile number, and email. 3 columns are there. But we then add 7, 8 more columns. What time did they leave the lead? What project did they leave? Did they leave to Facebook or Google? So we add some 8, 9 more variables at top. So 3 becomes better. Then when the customer calls in, then what is the time average time of duration of the call that I had with the customer? How many times I have to call the customer? So these variables are populated in the Excel spreadsheet, and we have 74 columns in that spreadsheet till the customer buys a phone. So some of the customers drop out here only, some customers fill the 124. So I got 5 million rows and 74 columns spreadsheet. And we started thinking, hey, we should do something about this to predict something about the fund. And that's what the story is. So we'll go ahead and talk about 2 models that we did. I'll sort of keep on talking to that. One is the platinum model, which is being built at the top of the funnel. So the problem statement that I was trying to solve, was, can we predict here the propensity of this customer to number? Because if we are able to predict here, then we will give more focus and attention to that. We did that, and we call that top 10% leads platinum leads. So we will talk about that. The second one is the more interesting intense model. In those 3 steps, Customer inquiry, qualified lead, qualified lead, site visit to, okay. We develop the model because 100 let's say only one gets converted, 99 gets paid by them. So this model goes into the bucket of 99 failed leads. And the lead produces 10 lead out of those to the sales department. They say, hey, you should have tried it slightly more seriously. Since you guys are from the AI, we will go to know false negatives, which are being eliminated by the sales guys. So the model goes in 3 years. And from that, we have got pretty good conversion. Also, because we have this model. Actually, last year the revenue because of this. So these are the models. I've got one slide of each. The first, the traffic model, as I told you, leads get generated off the fund. Customer data are those three features. The only feature is your mobile number, name, and email. Even from that, the AI model picks out is it a Geo phone or a Airtel phone or Vodafone, the mobile number. Is it a Gmail or a Yahoo from the email? So those sort of data are also used. So some models they people who have Geo phones, they are buying more in the market. This is pretty interesting, but the game was not important. We added inquiry source data, which is Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, Docs, where it is. And project data. Is it a Piramal built in Thane, which is a 1.5 crore project. So it's a 1.5 crore lead that's coming there. Is it 2 BHK or 3 BHK? So those data were added. And from those 40 values, to build a prospect quality scoring AI model. Where we identify the high intent leads who will go, and these are tagged as patterns. In our CRM, the movement and this is real time. So morning, if you answer no one ad in Facebook, say I'm interested in my name of this mobile address. In real time, that information is sent, it comes into CRM. From there, it is sent to the ARM scoring model, and you are getting someone else here. And so in real time, that in a CRM, the lead comes as pattern. So I'll show you the next slide. How it goes. Around top 10% leads are called pattern. And see the last bracket. These 10% leads are giving 40%. So this is the goosebumps sort of conclusion we have got in the last 2 years. So these are very hard quality leads because the remaining 90% are giving remaining 60%. This 40 get trying to sharpen. 45, 50, you guys are from the AI world. So for my team, if you are asking 90, they deliver 90, 10% around 90%. But that's not happening. It's going so fast. So I'll tell you about that. And this is how we use it. So the top 10%, we give more focus. The call center head talks nicely. Sometimes now it is routed to the better call center head. We are doing that sort of call of the previous year. We send leads to better callers, more callers. So every lead is called about 5 different minutes. That customer answer. So in that means we let them call about 7 times for 2 to 3 days. We review closely. So sales leaders review everything. He got some pattern leads, what they do about it. So that's for the top 10%. For the bottom 10%, as a reverse top level, we send these leads back to marketing manager. Hey, why do you send us this bad quality leads? So we are talking from 1990 of management. We stop using sources. And slightly above that, we are moving from voice to phone. So we are not calling it, we are connecting to SMS calls. So these are super sort of applications of the scoring habit. So that's the platinum model. Go to the second one, I'll finish both and then we can discuss and possibly have some questions. The second model, as I told you, is a scaling model. Goes into the giant buckets at all the 3 stages between site and leads to qualified leads to site and homes. And it sort of brings in leads on the day. That's why it's called the leads model. We are marketing gets that as so they identify the failed leads. Again, based on behavior, this is Android 5,000,000 and 3 models prepared for each project, which talk about the geography and then privacy for projects. And these feeds are given back to different stakeholders. So we have done some very smart rules. The sales guy would really get brought back to him or her because she had a bias and that as well. So remove this one as possible. And the last bullet point is the sort of satisfying one for me as CEO of business that it has given me last year 6% revenue growth. So if you go to the next slide, sorry, yeah, so this is actual data. This is also confidential data, but it's just company data. So the blue and the red line is both have to add. And if you go to the bullet point one, which is 207 bookings were closed from January digital sales and product, and the model went back and reduced and crores. And each booking gives us about 2 to 3 lakh rupees. So actually 4 crores of revenue was made from this last year till FY23 from the finished model. So like this, so 4.6%. So the order 100 rupees you got, you have only 95.74 rupees. They are not implemented for 4.26 rupees came from this model. So this is the classic application of and very simple. In this simple sort of model that has been built. The data was pretty intense, and I'll speak about that. I don't remember it is something else. Oh, sorry. That's so that's the last slide. So now I want to go about bit of depth in the model and what is the depth. So when we built the model 3 years back, we built it for one sister company called District CEO, the implement. But they had only digital leads, so very high quality leads from Facebook, Google, etc. Getting close to force Bombay, Bangalore, Pune, and Delhi. So we built one model which was sort of work everywhere. As we move to the bigger group company analog, which is a 20 city multi-organized and multi-channel model, where customers go to brokers, some who speak about it, etc. We had to build 74 models. So we started off with one, we went around with, we thought that 13 cities, 30 models, build 30 models. Then we figured out the 50 lakh rupees home versus the 4 rupees home are very differently. So we built models for ticket size. So finally, we have 74 models which cover all types of revenue projects for 13 cities. And now the new project comes in, we first fit an existing model as the best fit model. So model M53 this project of Lola. So we use that. And as the actual leads start coming from Lola, we made the model richer and richer by using that sort of information. So that's the model that we have built. Of course, models across 13 cities. And that's the sort of revenue lift that I got. On the platinum itself, we have got about 5 to 6% additional revenue because of the focus. So 3 years back, we back calculated over the platinum leads and conversion now gone up because of the. So this is a very specific and specialized application of model in a corporate. And as you can imagine, this is not a real estate problem. This is a problem where any retail industry. So I have already stopped working before I had telecom. So this fits into any industry where you get 100 customers and out of insurance sales, mutual fund sales, stock broking, telecom, obviously, mobile telecom. So that's the application of these models. And yeah, so that's one use case of revenue maximization. I'll end up with talking about 4 or 5 more use cases as we are becoming smarter. So we realized that they look very different classic data. So the use cases that we have implemented in the last 6 to 12 months, one is predicting the referrals, as customers who will refer another customer. So this we figured out that customers who refer other customers have got a 30% conversion versus a 1% normal conversion, because customer referred dominant is serious is putting name of the blocker. And we are pretty poor at identifying who's who. So we have set a model now which is predicting at the top of money whether there is a referring potential of this customer model. That is giving us another 100% revenue which is coming at 54. Build the model. Then there's another model where we are sort of routing the incoming calls to the best call telecaller, which is 4. So that's a separate model, the best telecaller. And the fifth model, which is the holy grail model in my mind, is the sales efficiency enhancer, where if you have 100 sets of available 1,400 experience across 2,000 employee company. So this 1,200 guys and I have run sales before in finance as opposed to in telecom. So in any of these industries, when I used to analyze the sales people, the top 20% are super performance. The bottom 20% are laggards, and the 60% are neither those not favorable. So this has been there in all my sales sort of environment. And there's a big burning problem in mind that if 2-3% of the laggards would become failures, and 5% of the zeros would become laggards, then my revenue is by 8 to 9%. So we are now bringing in AI already right now to find out the sort of rates of the top 20% and give nudges in the CRM at the bottom of simplification, which I think would be so pretty smart. When we Google this now, it has been done before in US, obviously, in insurance industry. So this model has been done, but again, we have got our own data, so we are sort of working on that pretty well. So these are the predictive AI roadmap for this so because everyone has a generative AI roadmap, we have now. So the last 8 months is a generative AI roadmap, where we are building a video voice for answer questions of incoming customers. And this video voice is already pretty realistic as compared to other guys who are saying that GenAI is to video employee intelligence. Because if you are asking, calling somebody up with a PhD in balloon. So this bot starts already, yes, balloon market has seen a 7.6% rise in the last 3 years versus Ane or Agro market. And there are 23 developers in balloon, out of which 7 are in chain. They're remaining 16, they are out of 4 projects that are going to do. So that is a bridge information comes in, which unfortunately, they are not going to match. But this application is a B2B application, which will give our sales guys to use it to answer questions. Because B2C is one of the beliefs that it requires that sort of finesse to answer questions. So we are doing B2B bot and smart sales, they are able to do smarter and be able to go down. So that's the work we have done. The last slide is the pattern that we got last month on the Astra AI. It's pattern across investments, which we applied for almost a year back. So it's a analog same not a pattern before this, it's a real estate company. So and for system and method for application, it's driven productivity also, but that's what we've done. So that's it. Any questions I have to answer?
So first question is that you mentioned about the queries for your meeting and your worksheets. And from that year, analyzing the idea. But the problem is that I also earlier finished one Salesforce. The CRM like sometimes the ground level the sales they don't pick up the CRM the form. So have you heard about on the conversational AI system right? So what about that kind of very customized AI system? Or like are you working or are you interested?
First of all, you're right, it's Gigo, very working here. Thankfully, our first model works in couple of fun. So there is people that are not an opportunity to mess with the data. And later on in the second models is obviously function of the data that's been taken in the CRM. The same guys. Now, our sales guys also last 2-3 years, they are seeing the model and they are also evolving. So we are showing them the benefit of this model. So they are starting filling it more because we have reached them. If you don't fill your models, we have to figure it. But we are back towards the end of this spoke about Gen AI roadmap, first conversation AI. So since most of the leads are coming to be called upon. So those calls are getting analyzed now, and in the fifth you see there is for call. So the next 1 year will reach there. It's a sentiment analysis, and if there's an excitement form, then we will make that customer high. We'll have to go with it. But the Gigo product is coming by actually educating the citizens. If you fill in the right data, your AI will model will get better, and your this one is better this person. This is a pretty significant revenue. We said 25,000 crores of assets, homes, homes every year. So, उसमें 500% increase in the pay. So that's how we're trying to sort of make it. Otherwise, we like so it's a function of the quality of CR design. Yeah.
So my question regarding the second model. So what I wanted to understand is you said that you are trying to study the variables to identify who you can. So what is the activity you know by which the these are paid for have converted to what the model is.
So good morning. So you're right, because it did not convert into our system. So how did we do the sort of successful mapping there? So we did stage to stage. That's how we did it. From lead to qualified into the success. So qualified into side of the success story. So your plan did not, because they failed at some point in time, hence they did not go to booking. But we had successful qualified lead inside. So we built the models based on these. That's why the three models built there. We figured out that these were created, but they converted to the next sort of previous stage. Yeah. And then we did an intense calling. We realized that the final booking is not getting captured. So we did an intense calling of 1,000 or 2,000 customers we bought, but to decide that we did not close. And we figured out that for every 1% we convert, 3 get converted somewhere else. So from that data. So and then I think these guys are building synthetic data from the example no more, and they have multiplied that sort of universe to those model testing on. So that's how we do it.
Yeah, just one more. So that means you also have data about other.
No, we don't. We did that on the online, so calling out basis of the class that people were done said they would fail to book it because 1,000 or 2,000 people. We figured out what percentage is. Then we built synthetic data of either side of that and built that model. So that's why this model is 3 to 4%. Thanks a lot.
Right, thank you.
Thank you for the wonderful presentation and educating us on how exactly they are and what is the to understand. We have Akash will be giving an in-house master demo of use that area.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished and technology enthusiasts. Welcome to the excellent project showcase on cutting-edge AI developed by Mr. Today, we have an incredible lineup of demos that will demonstrate the power of AI in revolutionizing how we interact with machines, predict with traffic congestion, enhance road safety, etc. So I would like, before going into the demos, I would like to request Joy to brief us about the projects that we have and must discuss, and then we'll start with the project.
Thank you. So Yeah, when we talk about like the projects, right, the team there are now close to 900 projects we are right now working from multiple locations with multiple research. Whether it is small hobby project or it's related to some like society benefits where we are delivering into multiple state governments and government and academic projects. And we are essentially focusing on how to transform the academic projects into corporate projects. From that, I think that we started and trying to bridge the gap between academia and corporate. We collaborated with multiple like so we will be showing few of the demos that I have like we were demonstrating where like there is multimodal information retrieval, human machine interaction. That's very common now. Like even something called GPT-4, how like there is multimodal as well as the conversation of but actually 5 years in collaboration with science. Similar kind of like maybe talking and which can actually the diversity with multiple like it's not about either speech or the language, it's about emotion, person can be defined, gender, age, and all these things together, and based on that, and it takes like a continuous sequence of the conversation, like the context and the content, both are important and how we delivers. So in that way, and there is a lot of other levels of but you know, shit, like when we think about like different domains. So in mass research, we are working with at least 30 different domains, starting with healthcare, education, agriculture, retail, transportation, planning and finance, insurance, and there's a lot of security. All domains we are focusing right now because we are getting even realistic that you know, say previous speaker regarding like plan for if AI for various how we can make little blocks for example grow and try to achieve like what the state is right now of the particular and then continuously going and the quality. So these are a lot of examples. At the same time, we started working on design, right? We can AI in architecture, right? Similarly, basically, the patterns. Once we train with the different types of data, and then that particular pattern learns. And in Middle East, for example, suppose in Dubai or like it's time. And think about like if from India we develop something which can be I mean used or delivered globally. So in that way, I mean we can start with some of the data and what we do start with the talking and
Thank you for briefing us about the project demonstration in place. So, here is the first project using machine interaction. This was within association with Microsoft. Now we'll take a video which will explain how it works.
Can you please? Can you take out?
Let's start from the beginning. I'll pull it off. Yeah.
What do you do, please? But okay.
Okay. Before we go to the next one, right, any question on this? So the thing is that, this is the last conversation, then I think he can share. I want to give some invitation and then talk to us, sure, what is the message? And then I can say, who is the message? And then the next person will talking. Then the robot softly recognizes the figures. And then, so like before I start, I think the person will know that it is the message. So here there is kind of data security as proposed. Instead of talking, if someone else will try this, then you make everything, right? And you start like but it will not give the message of again, because that was stored for. So the data previously was there in one of the they got actually recording some of the conversation between two persons and they send that conversation recording to another third person without even us. So that happened because of some comments like say, yes, so and so, right? Should I record? That yes is not for should I record? Probably the yes from there. Me and I are discussing and I said, take a break now, and then it's and then you record that yes, and take time okay, then we send this conversation to someone else. So the problem is like, I mean, what we have over here, it's not about the conversations. We observe like whether the person is standing in front of the system, whether he or she is looking at the robot. All these things we also consider, not like it's just sitting in the corner and doing whatever he wants. So we have taken those measures and the data we receive. Yeah, go on.
Thank you, John, for clarifying all the doubts that we have. And Now we'll move on towards our next project. So here it goes. The next is vehicle classification. This was developed in association with Google. So here we can see it is detecting all the motor vehicles, light motor vehicles, how many persons, minivan and heavy vehicles, and the good count. So here we can see it is not like it is not detecting any vehicle. Whatever comes into its frame, all of the vehicles it is not missing any of them. Now we will go on to our next project. Yeah, you have.
So this is a fantastic application in marketing and advertising. So we decide where the holdings are being kept. And 20 years back, when I was in Airtel, we used to send people to count this. So now we get this data. We know that at this point, it is the type of the vehicle that it is, depending on the product. I'm sure with some sophistication, you can ask people to identify cars which are in the categories. Is the sedan. So if those number of cars are passing through Ajay mode and through car there, my mode is Ajay. So fantastic sort of applications.
So we will move on to our next project. Traffic organization forecasting. This was developing in association with Google. In their video. So here we can see there is a real-time traffic organization detection.
It is forecasted.
Here we have traffic organization forecast. And it is better than encoded. Any questions?
Okay. So, the previous one, you see all the babies. And we cultured like different kinds of babies. Now, that is a condition, although which is that there are one infra was stuck on the over particular beach. But what so what we also like the irrigation, what you did, it's not about what you did. We are saying we are counting, but this counting happy balance, right? Suppose we think you are there, and then you go to 5 levels get appear on you, right? Because the air sleepers being example, there's opposite to the day you go and straight is that Mumbai, like you'll find that you but same like they consider the harmony here or in the Mumbai side probably this palm beach. Yeah. So there, in the suppose even 20, 25 days will not realization. So it's not about the number, it is important, but factor, when we as a human being, when we decide, when we got continuous sequence of things. And then we decide that progressing habits, one, they revert back. If we observe that it's being formed, like condition being formed, and we are focusing. And once it is formed, then we are saying, take it and immediately inform because the thing that happens is CCTV, all the things are there. But for human being, you can being proactive. Mostly we are just on there. But the reality, which we are, then they will. But when I get even before that, if we can get like there's some mysterious person going inside the AV, looking at the camera, and so probably the system can immediately rather than they actually broke the AV and took the money and then after that it was right. So in that way, we are trying to take like the focusing is here is from these things, right? Time of meetings. Any video is very friends. So from that, how is shifting and where is going? So it is going towards convergence of validation. We are focusing at that. And then if it is confirmed, then we are saying that that's the question.
Thank you, Joy, for answering that out. Now we'll move on towards road safety. So here we have a project of helmet detection. Now here we can see that it has detected a person on the vehicle with a helmet. And now there comes a car without a helmet. It has detected that it is not wearing the helmet and also it has got on the number plate. So without helmet, bike has detected with a number. Yeah. Can move towards this project. This is a similar project, but with an advancement of identifying that person. So here we can see that a person wearing a helmet, but not wearing a helmet.
The Starbuck is actually allowed in Indian legal system, where it is that kind of thick turtle, then it is equivalent to helmet. So even if our AI algorithm says like, no, it's not helmet, then the police department should not send a charge.
Here's another one. This is driving car station in India. It is detecting all the angles, even human beings, which is coming in frame of video.
Another differentiator from the previous project is like there the camera is static, it's a CCTV camera, but here the camera is also moving with the car, and the entire system is on edge. We are not using any cloud here. It's with NVIDIA and it's like Jetson Nano used checking like to control the brake and acceleration with respect to this one. So if it is if any vehicle is nearby, so how it will control. So we are not going to launch yet another Tesla here, but yeah, I mean you can try to reduce accidents or any road, so we or improve road safety or the awareness how we can assist the driver instead of replacing any human. So that's the right.
Now we can go to our last project. Robot in association with the. So here we will see how the robot runs to walk.
Forward.
MLP, so. MLP, turn level.
This project is still under development. But if you see here, we are trying to, so, so in this project, we are trying to develop is the reinforcement learning based, right? For example, when we started learning, walk, first walk. So we started working, then we fell down, and we stood walk like, okay, then we have like balance, like how to balance ourselves. So those things are important. Now, the same way, we are teaching the mistake, like how we will learn, like from the mistake, and then how we balance. So, for walking if it is with two legs, then you have to, I mean, first you have to like think like okay, when my first you get it, the right leg, and then I will put my right leg, and then I will use. So the moment I am using only one leg, that actually are balancing. But I'm not thinking my brain is not processing and thinking, I will now go down, and all things. But first beginning of our walking, we actually have an but means attacking that is because of you. But then we learn same way we are trying to teach from like the reinforcement learning goes from that like viewers, right? If I'm doing right, there will be more viewers. If I'm doing wrong, there will be the thing. So yeah, let's see. So yeah, with that, I mean, it is to, I think the demo is done. Probably the next will be our panel discussion, and we can have again with another spread. And we can do the panel. Thank you.
Thank you, Joy. So these demos illustrate the potential of AI to create smarter, safer, and more efficient system for all of us. Now, as Joy informed, we have a 5 to 10 minutes break, and then we'll continue with the panel discussion.
Is there any? I think it's fine. That's not working. Let's see, it's one line. Because we do this.
Okay, so we get started with the panel discussion. We have Mr. Nilesh, we have Dr. Ritu Singh and Joy with us will be joining us today for the panel discussion. So I'd like to just give 1 minute to each one of them to just introduce themselves again.
Let's start with Dr. Nilesh.
Hi everyone. So my name is Nilesh Karnik, and I've been working in fields related to analytics, data science for more than 20 years. I've primarily worked in finance and financial services related domains, but yeah, I mean, my primary interest is in the in data science and AI and applications of that to real life.
Hi, I'm Ritu. I have done my PhD from University of Genoa, Italy. My PhD was in wireless communications. So I got started with a lot of data analysis, data collection. So that was early, and then I started working as a consultant. I worked a lot with IBM on, as a data analyst, data scientist. Currently, I'm working as a VP Business Intelligence Program Manager with SenseWix, and I'm also working with MUST as a volunteer and with the MUST Research Academy.
Thank you. Hello, I'm Joy, and I'm the founder of MUST Research. I'm having like 2 decades of experience in the artificial intelligence field. Used to work with IBM, Microsoft, Salesforce, and a few other organizations, and also connected with multiple academia and want to teach. And so I love research and passionate towards forming communities and then helping each other, especially like where we focus on AI or emerging technologies and then how it can be implemented and how to bridge the gap between industry and academia. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Magnus. The first question was in a recent market study, it was found that AI is still in its high inflection point, very much thanks to ChatGPT. But still around 53% of the organizations are still trying to figure out where they should invest in terms of AI. If a company needs to invest in AI, how should they rethink around the problems that AI can solve? Okay, thanks. So this is really interesting because I think the first step is the company should see if they have data. And if they have data is a new oil, so they should think about how they can leverage on this data, because ultimately every company is looking for increasing their revenue in some ways. So how they can leverage on this data to do that. Second, they can focus on the processes which are quite manual. So if they have a lot of manual processes, they should they should investigate and see if they can apply AI to cut down and save cost and increase efficiency. So these are the 2 points I would say where a company can really benefit.
Yeah, I think Ritu pretty much covered the gamut things, and I was just thinking, maybe if you had asked that question 2 years ago, or it would have probably stopped at the first point, data and how much data they have. But now we've all seen, with the GPT, that data is one part, but something like language, understanding of language, or understanding of the visual capacity of human beings, that is also being replicated by AI systems. So even that becomes very important. So not adding a new point, but that's an observation. Yeah.
I think pretty much covered.
Okay, so the next question was, AI is predicted to automate close to 300 million jobs. What are those areas where you see new jobs getting created in the process?
This I can start actually. So first of all, right, I mean, are we worried about when the typewriter got replaced with the computer keyboard? Because that time what happened, we had like multiple things, same thing, same letter used to, right? Manually, every time. But once we had like computer with a computer keyboard, probably the typing style was same, but we can have the letter once typed, saved in a computer, and then take prints whenever we want. So the manual effort got reduced. Does it mean like we give the job of typewriters or the person or stenographers? Probably no. The thing is like why? Because we upskill us. We then learned how to use computer, right? Instead of typewriter, we started learning like typing in the keyboard, and then probably some of these word processor or presentation tools, and so we upskill. The same way, right? We still have a lot of work which is like manual effort is high, and we can reduce that manual effort where we can invest time or quality time in something else. So in that way, AI can help us. Just like when the calculator came, we stopped, right? I mean, it saved a lot of time while doing the pen and paper math. Then the computer came, it again reduced the time while doing the same steps in calculator, we wrote one program. And when AI came, even writing that program is now easy because now we can share the input and the output with the desired outcome of the program, and the AI system or the AI algorithm can generate that logic. So in that way, I think like it's not joblessness, but definitely it will create new jobs. For example, like data protection, right? We need huge amount of annotated data, so it can create. And I think recently I've seen a new job, right? Prompt engineer, right? So people are actually looking for prompt engineering experts who can optimize the prompts for a system like ChatGPT, right? Because it's costly, right? I mean, it depends on the number of tokens. If it is joy, then it is one token, 3 letters. If it is Ritu, R-E-E-T-U, it is actually 2 tokens because R-E-E-T is 1 token because 4 characters. Then only U will count as another token. So that's another problem, right? So we have to think about like what sentence, what query we are using or putting into these kind of systems. So to optimize those, ML ops, machine learning optimization, right? Deployment engineers. So a lot of new tasks. It's not like everyone should go and learn deep learning, but they are really like kind of an ecosystem which would be required for AI, whether we are working on computer vision or natural language processing or speech technology, even robotics, IoT type of fields. We need like the ecosystem, like data preparation, data cleansing, data engineering, machine learning engineering, and ML ops, deployment, integration, testing. Because the software testing or IT testing versus AI ML system testing is different. So we need those kind of positions to be fulfilled by the upcoming experts. Any point?
I think you covered a lot of points. Just wanted to give an analogy between there used to be manual rickshaw 50 years back. Okay, so there was one company who was creating this rickshaw. There was one rickshaw guy who would do this manually pedaling, and there was the third person who would do the maintenance if it goes bad. And that rickshaw got upgraded by the AI version of its rickshaw, means auto, which we use now. So what happened? The auto driver, there's a new auto driver who knows how to drive auto. There's a big job created by the auto industry. Okay, and the third one is there is a big garages, right? So if you see, job got created more. So when we talk about AI, like you said, data labeler and data creation is also one job, because a lot of I mean, I think we have just started with AI. It has not really gotten into like a lot of sectors in manufacturing, agriculture. We have just started. So that's one point I wanted to make. And I mean, if we talk about in medical field, there is a AI, devices. So we need a specialist to run that. So there is a job creation there, right? If you talk about robotics, there is a need of robotic specialists, automation specialists there to run it. So everywhere where AI is applied now, there is a new job with the AI also, like a knowledge of AI also added to it. So there is a job creation happening, definitely.
Thanks. So, I think, again, nearly all the points are covered by Joy and Ritu. The only thing I would say is, the scale, the pace of that change has increased a lot, right? So while all the points are valid, I think there is a lot of uncertainty that nobody knows what's going to happen, because of the pace of that change. So one thing that I can feel for sure is, while all of these things are true, how it's going to pan out is something that remains to be seen, and it will keep all of us on our toes. And I think it will also make sure that everybody, has to be aware of the new developments and be aware of the new tools and how to use that, because you can't take things for granted. Nobody will have that. I mean, the job security anyway is not there even now of the past, right? But that's going to even worsen faster. So because of that pace, you have to be on your toes. I think that's my takeaway.
Thank you. That was very insightful on whether people will be losing their jobs or we would be creating new jobs with development in AI. Related to the same question, we have something AI education. So AI education is booming a lot. So do you see this education being concentrated only to data science or computer science related jobs, or do you foresee these getting involved in other work streams or other domains as well?
Maybe I'll make a start and then you and Joy can add. Yes, I think it will definitely expand. Because just like we said, prompt engineering was an example, right? And again, taking that auto industry example, right? Now, if somebody drives a car, they don't necessarily need to know what is inside the car, right? It's such a mechanized, or that process has become so solid that whenever my daughter is learning to drive, right, she doesn't have to care about how the car works internally. She needs to know how she has to drive. So in the same way, the tools, the way they'll mature, right, then they'll be needed for people who are able to use those tools. And that will be applicable in things like business domain, and they have to imagine where those tools will be used. So maybe taking an example from what Pushpak sir said some time back, right? So the LLMs, right? They're able to do one thing very smartly or very well, but because of that, they can be applied in multiple ways. And sometimes the creator of that also is not very well aware of where they can be used, right? So there's definitely going to be a need of people who are able to imagine where AI can be best applied and what problems are best suited. So that's one very broad class, but that is definitely going to be beyond only computer science or data science, right? So my advice to people who are going to go in this field is still, if possible, get a hold of the basics still. But I think that necessity will probably reduce over time. So and this other fields also will come in.
I think you already covered most of the points. Just one thing I wanted to add to what you said. This also is leading to a new job creation, that is AI consultant. Don't we have the gap of AI consultant who, because we are looking for AI expert and we are asking for industry expert. Is it possible that one person can come in between and learn about all the industry and also learn about the technicality of AI and then give a customizable solution? And then the client will have more, or the, the company, the industry will have more confidence in choosing. So yeah, definitely, I mean, this is going towards that direction.
Absolutely, and that is what Mass Research is also focusing on. I mean, on the AI consulting, on AI as a solution, because the products which are available, those are not ready to be used or ready to consume. And the industry who are looking for something which will impact their business, right, definitely needs the domain expertise as well as the technical knowledge, right? So this vertical and horizontal cuts across. That's the crux of this consulting or solution part.
So this is more of a must question to you. So must has been like a go-to between the academia and industry. How do you see must playing a role in scaling up the AI education in India?
Yeah, already we have started Mass Research Academy, where not only students, also professionals can enroll for upskilling themselves. And our curricula is way advanced than any other organization, including like we are trying to push, I mean, the latest technologies, the deep learning based approaches and all. And as you have seen, right, even professor's lecture, like in NLP, we found like twofold, right? The previous, the classical era, where we learn parsing, part of speech tagging, and so on. And then the new era, where it is totally language model based, right? I mean, it's all vectors and what vectors, and so the deep learning era. Now, to focus on the latest technologies, including the large language model and all, right? We are doing that. And apart from that advanced take, because it's continuously changing, right? So next 3 weeks, another new module or library will be launched by some other organization. So how to continuously upskill ourselves? So that requires like a continuous brainstorming, discussions and all. And we do have patenting program, right? So that means like not only learning new things, also start thinking on innovation and how can we come up with some ideas which can be protected, like I mean the intellectual property, and that is also like very unique with respect to Master Academy. Like no one else has this program. Not only the tier one organization in India, globally also no one teaches the students like how to file a patent. So we are taking the responsibility around like brainstorming as well as convert that idea into it. Not like it's easy job. Definitely, it requires at least 3 to 4 months of exercise, multiple iterations of discussions and technical as well as from the domain knowledge, and we then convert. But as you know, right, I have filed close to 100 patents. So now I'm trying to share that knowledge with everyone, right? And then yeah, definitely to bridge that gap as well.
Okay, so that was one of the panel discussion. I would like to thank all three of you all for sharing your knowledge and your feedback related to these questions. I hope this Brigades Mumbai was a very insightful event for all of you. And if you have any questions, you can ask Joy personally. And I think it is time for us to close the session as of today. I hope we can connect again later. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thanks.